G'day, mate. Welcome back to Captain Ministry with me, Jetty. Today we have a couple of things I want to tick off. Well, one thing in particular, I want to go back to getting Medical 2 up and running, because we got Medical 1 up and running, and then we got sidetracked with some, fairly major important things we need to take care of, like the complete lack of diesel. But with that back on track now, and a couple of things happening between the episodes, we need to get back to Medical after I explain some of the changes. But before we get into any of that, before I get completely sidetracked 5 seconds into the episode, as always, I need to thank you guys. Thank you guys for coming across, enjoying the series, clicking like on the videos, subscribing if you haven't already, and also I need to give a big shout out to those that are becoming YouTube members, those that are choosing to support the channel, those that are keeping us at least mid-roll free. And today I need to thank Martini Nitro, I'm going to go with Martini Nitro, who's chosen to become a YouTube member, chosen to support the channel. Very, very much appreciate it. Don't forget, button's right there. It's beside the like button, which you should have clicked. Subscribe button, which you should be subscribed by now. Like, we're past episode 30, yeah, you should be subscribed. There's also the join button. Martini took the extra initiative, click the join button, keeping the channel ad-free. So, with Martini, he's going off to work in the iron mine. Why in the iron mine? Because we're out of iron. When do we ever have iron? Speaking of iron, a couple of things have changed. Let's start with the iron mine. So the iron mine, we're adding extra trucks because we're now digging into the sand pit. Yeah, we've reached the edge of the iron. It's now iron mixed with sand on top, which means we've got sand falling into the iron mine, which means we need to put sand somewhere. Sand, luckily, is coming across to glass. Why is it coming across glass? Because glass got one hell of an upgrade, and it now brings in its own rock, which it crushes into gravel, and then converts the gravel into sand, which then runs non-stop. But that means a couple of things. One, we have the sandbox. The sandbox, for any excess sand we happen to find, gets dumped in here and passed into the network. It is priority fed in, trust me. Also means that this sand belt that went all the way across the map is being retired. It's paused at the other end. We're just waiting for it to filter through. Once it filters through, then I can remove the belt and also remove the box. As for the glass smelter itself, like I said, doubled in size. We now have 2 of them. We've got a whole lot more... what's this stuff? This stuff. Salt. We also now have 2 exhaust scrubbers because... well, one exhaust scrubber only does 5 smelters, and we've got 8, so I've decided to put a second one in. They're just sharing the exhaust line, so it's, one works and one doesn't, and, they take care of the rest. We also, the giant water pipe that goes all the way around the map is actually paused now, because I'm pretty sure this is now water positive, even though we've got more acid and a few other things. We'll find out. If it runs short of water, then I know I need to come back here and unpause the water. If it backs up on water, then, well, I've got a whole separate problem. As for glass itself, it goes into the box. It is priority out across to our shipping. We're still shipping out glass to bring in coal. Unfortunately, we're just not shipping out... well, we're shipping out as fast as we possibly can. We're just not getting coal in fast enough to feed the rest of the colony. Now, there's a couple of ways I can fix this. One is to go across to nuclear power, which don't get me wrong, I'd love to do, but there's about 5 other things we need to do before we get to nuclear power. One of them is actually research it. 2, nuclear's not infinite. Contracts are. So with this setup, I don't have to worry about coal. Also, with nuclear power, I can't smelt things. The smelters need coal, whether I like it or not. So this is one thing we need to do. I have already worked out where we can put a second dock and not run into the edge of the map. Those mean red squares in the top right-hand corner are the edge of the map. So here we should be safe. I can maybe go 1 tile further forward. I don't know. But I need to get this filled in at some stage. At the same time, things that happen between episodes is the iron smelter got halved in size and the steel smelter got 1 extra section. We just converted 1 across. It is pumping out steel awfully fast, which is good because now we actually have steel. Prior to that, basically every bit of steel we had either got turned into construction parts or into mechanical parts. Mechanical parts? Yeah, mechanical parts to be turned into, well, maintenance or something else. So we were running short on steel. With the new steel smelter, everything should be fine. Alright, other things that got changed is, now that we're not belting sand across the map, this guy got paused, basically, and we now only make enough slag to make, or we're only grinding enough slag to make the concrete slabs, and then I have just one guy here converting rock into gravel, and then gravel into sand. to run the concrete smelters. So that simplified our life a little bit. The belt's still half full. All right. What else happened? Iron ore. All right. Iron ore, we're digging through the ramp because we have that iron ore shortage. It's slowly getting there. And low supply of household goods is because we didn't have any steel. It is slow. Whoa. That's the wrong side of the map. We're also using a lot more, but we're getting there. One thing at a time. So yeah, this got paused. We're digging through the iron ramp just to supplement our iron ore for the moment. We have done a whole bunch of landfilling. This has been filled in, and this is being filled in. I've intentionally left a C gap here because I'm not sure what I want to do. Originally, I planned to do oil in this area, but there's a chance we might end up doing some nuclear power in this area. Either way, there's a good chance we're going to want seawater to make clean water. So I decided to leave this open because although this is handy, there's not quite enough room to get enough stuff in here. So I decided, look, we'll leave a very large gap here in case we need to, add in some seawater pumps and that sort of stuff. Next up is our farms. Obviously, I'm filling in this area with green, with dirt to get more green land to plant more farms. And the plan is to string this with farms. But I need to sort of know where the farms are going to end so I can work my way up. So I know whether I can slide this up or down 4 or 5 tiles to make the difference between one whole farm. Which is a bit of a problem because today I want to get into, sugar. I need to get into sugar to get into medical supplies too. Which means I need to, actually have... Be growing sugarcane. So what we're going to do in the meantime is I'm going to pull the wheat off this and I'm going to put on sugarcane. And I'm going to pull the wheat off this and I'm going to put in sugarcane. It means we have 2 farms now doing 15.3 sugarcane, which actually is plenty for what we need to do. Before we go any further, I need to talk about this. Actually, no, I need to talk about medical. Medical is our plan. I need to delete that, put in medical 2, then medical 1. That's what I need to do. All right, which is just put up 200 medical supplies in the shipyard that maybe somebody will ship across, maybe they won't. All right, what I want to talk about here is you. All right, so we're currently getting 0.6 uni from having the clinic and the clinic actually having medical supplies. Now, if I click on the housing, we have hospitals at plus 1.19, which is not plus 0.6. That is because there is a 100% bonus for every housing 3. I still have a housing 2 here. Just a little bit of a housing 2. It's a partial housing 2. When it hits housing 3, we're going to go from plus 1.9 to plus 1.2 because we have that 100% bonus. If I have a housing 2, I get a plus of 50% bonus. So upgrading housing definitely helps, but it does mean that you need to have more things hooked up to it, and they also have increased demands the higher you upgrade them. So you have been warned. We are already planning out our next lot of housing, and at the same time, housing and vehicles... a square. I do want to make sure that when I put down my housing, I put down the square first to make sure that we keep... You're not going to tell me in there. To keep the settlement quality. I want to have the settlement quality at 1 at all times. And the way we do that is we make sure that every single time that we build a block of 9 houses, we put in the decorations first because that makes the people happy. All right. Is that everything that I had to go through? No. 2 more things. First off, we want to enable more ethanol because the belts are backing up. We're having an issue transporting things off the splitters fast enough, and that comes down to the splitters, the filters have a little bit of an issue, it seems, slowing down belts. Also, I want to enable all of these guys because, well, we've basically chewed through what ethanol I had. Sure, plastic is full. Sure, we're still making medical supplies. We are using a tiny bit of ethanol to make disinfectant, but at the end of the day, I have plenty of corn that we can turn into corn mash, plenty of corn mash that I can turn into more ethanol, so why the hell not? One other thing I do want to do is avoid this. We know this is having an issue. Many things are having an issue with sorting, but this is at least one I can do something about. So what I want to do is I want to remove that belt, that sorter, that belt, those 2 belts, and everything in there. And we're just going to uni all that away. And we're going to do the same as we've done with the fruit and veggies, as I'm just going to have them pass those 3. And that should mean that any corn that's required to go into this one should disappear into there. Yep, well, 50% of it should disappear into there. That's probably more accurate. And 50% will pop out here. which means hopefully the belt flows a little bit more smoothly. Now, obviously, I can't do the same at this end. The best I can do at this end is make sure that we upgrade every belt I can think of to run as fast as possible, to make sure that we don't have any blockages and things just clear their way out as fast as possible to hopefully keep the belt moving. Speaking of keeping the belt moving, it now means, now that I've put sugar on the belt, it now means that I'm going to have sugar come down this belt. Now, it's unfiltered, so it's going to come out the end of the belt, and I need to bring it through to, come on, to basically here. Okay, just put a connector on it. Cool. So we're going to need to bring sugar through to here, because I need to process sugar somewhere near Medical 1. So I figure right here seems like a great place. Now, there's a couple of caches with that. One, there's a whole bunch of pipes and other crap in the way. Two, there's a whole bunch of pipes and other crap in the way. So we're going to clear our work zone. We're going to do that by this exhaust pipe, which runs all the way over to exhaust processing over there, which we're going to remove, which is going to cut off, well, making plastic, but that's okay. This is a salt belt, which we're also going to remove, back to about there. And this is a water pipe that we're also going to remove because it's in my way. Also going to remove that little bridge. Cool. With that done, we're going to uni removes, probably more accurate, all that stuff. Now, of course, it does cut off my water to my farms and everything else, which is a bit of an issue. So that's the first thing we need to rehook back up, is going to be this water pipe. Come on, baby. Also remove that. Come on, hurry up, go away. All right, so water pipe. We're going to height 2, straight lines. More straight lines to here. And then we're just going to plug that straight back in there. Okay, so that's the water hooked up at least. The salt I'd like to have hooked up, but honestly, if it... Really? That's what you thought I wanted? Oh, there are some times. Okay, into there and into there. Okay, please. All right, the salt, I do need to hook back up. Yeah, you know what? We'll just hook it up straight. We'll just hook it straight up. And we'll just build around it. That's my answer. Alright, one other thing we need to do is I'm about to build in this side of ethanol, so we can't get to it anymore. So what I want to do is I just want to give us a little ethanol tank out here that the trucks can access, because we are using ethanol for rubber. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's where most of our ethanol has actually gone. Alright, yep, so we've got a T-junction here, and this belt is built, which means any sugar should work their way over here. We need to, well, basically I need to plan out this. Alright, so, recipe book. We're going to start with sugar. We're going to make sugarcane. Now, sugarcane only goes in one thing, and that is into making sugar in a food processor, which is great. Do remember that we're making 15.3 in 2 farms, so I'm making, what's that, 30.6, and a food processor processes 15, and I can't ever let the belt back up. So it means that I'm going to need 3 food processors. Okay, that's going to make 12 sugar a piece. Well, 12 and a little bit. I need to make sure, again, things don't back up. So I need to take a certain amount of my sugar and I need to convert it into something for Medical 2. And that is going to be this recipe here, which is antibiotics. So I have 12 sugar coming in that I need to convert, well, I have 24 and a bit sugar coming in. And I need to convert, well, I'll tell you right now, 12 of it into this recipe to make antibiotics. So antibiotics wise, I need to make 48 medical supplies, which means I need 24 antibiotics, which means I need to run 4 of these guys, fermentation tanks, with a bit of ammonia, a bit of oxygen to give us a bit of antibiotics with a bit of carbon dioxide, and then throw that in an assembler with the medical supplies number 1, and we'll get medical supplies number 2. Prior to that, on top of that, I need to make sure the extra sugar never backs up. So we're going to have to take any extra sugar we make and turn that into ethanol as well. Because, like I said, I just cannot have the system back up. I need to make sure that we have a constant supply of antibiotics fed into the thingamajiggy bobs, the machines to keep making medical supplies. So that's going to be our plan. Yes. Now, it does have a couple of catches. One, we need ammonia. To make ammonia, I'm going to have to take some nitrogen and hook it up some hydrogen and make a little bit of ammonia. Now, because I need 24 antibiotics, which means I need 0.8 ammonia times by 4, which means I need 3.2 ammonia. Very, very small amount. Which means we're going to use the good old... Where are we? Whoop! One click too many. Please go back. Please go back. Hydrogen. We're going to use this recipe. Okay, this makes 1.5 hydrogen per electrolyzer, and I need 3.2 hydrogen to convert into ammonia using this recipe. So it should be very, very quick and very, very easy to do. So the plan is, now we've got a sort of a guideline worked out. The plan is we're going to need 3 food processors, which is these things. And give me a 2-tile gap. Seems like heaps. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so I need a 3-tile gap to start with, and they're going to be doing that recipe. Can I just paste that recipe right the way across? And that means sugarcane goes in here, here, and here, and also water. So we're going to remove that. We'll plug you into there, you into there, and you into there. All right. Water-wise, luckily... Yep, that's a little pipe. Luckily, we have a water pipe right here. It's 3 tiles. Do I have 3 tiles or 2 tiles? 3 tiles or 2 tiles? You know what? Let's move it all back a tile. We don't need the extra space. So let's save a tile where we can, because we are literally, as you can see, building in around existing infrastructure, which means, you know, space is going to get tight sooner or later. Okay, so with 3 of those guys up and running, they're going to have 2 byproducts. One's going to be sugar and one's going to be biomass. The sugar, obviously, I'm going to bring out, and we're going to run this way. The biomass, I'm going to bring out, and I'm going to run height number 1, and we're going to bring it this way for the moment. Okay? The biomass has to go somewhere. And where it's going to go is... Can I just delete you and you really quickly? Because I already know you two have to go. Buildings for vehicles. I want a medium ramp. All right, whilst you two go away, let's talk about research real quick. So, we have heavy oil cracking the hydrogen production, which I said we were going to get. And like I said, I want to go into nuclear reactors. But... there's a couple of other things I need to get done. Mainly, there's parts of the island I need to landfill in to actually have room to put down the nuclear reactors. So before we jump into that research, I'm going to sidestep. I'm going to get silicon along with electronics and maintenance to get a statue of maintenance. Okay, I actually want to build the statue of maintenance like yesterday, because that saves us 5% maintenance as long as we feed it fuel gas, which I'm pretty sure we can do. And then we'll circle back and we'll go get a nuclear reactor. Nuclear reactor sounds like a great idea. Bridges. I want a medium bridge here and here. Is that right? Yes. Okay. So we went 2 little bridges because I need to get, well, the biomass in under the bridge and into this port. If I get it into this port, these guys will process the biomass into compost, and then compost into fertilizer, which gives us free fertilizer and means that I don't have to have biomass on this side of the build. So we just need to get that built over there somehow. We'll work out that in a minute. All right. With that done, next up is, let's get the hydrogen. So the hydrogen goes in an electrolyzer that way. 1, 2, and 3. And you guys are going to be doing this recipe, and you're going to use a blessel of a squidge of water. And yes, so we're going to go 1, 2. Why don't you line up? Flip. There we go. 3. Sure. That lines up. Yeah, it does mean these are flipped. Alright, out of the way. Yeah, it should be fine. Alright, so we need to take... So we're going to have oxygen and hydrogen. Now, oxygen and hydrogen need to do 2 things. The hydrogen needs to... Can I move you guys out of tile? Yeah, I'm going to move you out of tile. Alright. 1, 2, and 3. All right, so the oxygen all needs to be combined together because we need the oxygen to do a couple of things. In the fermentation tank, we need to do this recipe 4 times. So I need 4 lots of 6 oxygen. What's that? 24 oxygen. On top of that, I need to make sure that we never have any sugar hang around. Okay, so potentially I need to at least another 12 oxygen, possibly another 24 because we have 15.3 times by, well, 15.3 times 2 farms. So potentially I need to have this one run as well. So we need, what, 24 oxygen plus 24 oxygen, a total of 48. Now, you are going to produce 36. You're going to produce another 6 and 6, which is 48, and then a little bit left over. So I need to make sure that we deal with those. At the same time, one other thing we should build at the same time is going to be, obviously, the chemical plant, which is going to go hopefully about there. And you are going to combine, that's ammonia into fertilizer. We want hydrogen and nitrogen into ammonia. All right, so, whoop. Can I have my pipes back? All right, so a couple of basics. We need you to go into you. But I do need to have a pipe balancer right about there. And we'll just put you on there. And can I get a smokestack? Yes. So I need to burn off the extra nitrogen. Okay. We already know we're going to have too much nitrogen because you output. You need, what is it? We're trying to make 3.2 ammonia. So we only need 3.2 hydrogen. And you're going to produce a lot more nitrogen than that. So we're going to have to vent a good portion of it. On top of that, the oxygen we need to bring out. And it's going to go to a different project entirely. Oxygen. Do I drag the oxygen pipe long? Or... yeah, let's do the oxygen pipe long. And the hydrogen... let's put it over the top, because it only goes to one spot, being right here. So we can use an above pipe, and we're just going to... you're flipped. You flipped, you flipped, you flipped. Okay, hang on. Let's remove that. Let's remove that. Let's flip. Remove everybody. Okay, I have a feeling everybody here is going to go one tile to left. I'm pretty sure this is how it's going to work. So we're going to put you flip the wrong way. Does that make things better or worse? 1, 2... oh. Yeah, you know what? We're just going to have a pipe that just goes a little bit wonky. Yeah, it's just going to be easier. We want... nope, that recipe, yep. Paste those guys. Pick this all back up and tuck it back beside. Yep. Actually, is that going to help me? Because these are now one tile further back. Oh, thanks autosave. Alright, plug that into there. You... no, I'm going to have some sort of mutant pipe. Alright. No. That can go away. You guys slide one tile further forward. Remove, remove, and remove. Thanks. Plug you in there, you in there, and you into there. Alright. Oxygen for the 3rd time goes there, there, and there. Hydrogen goes above. And now we're all facing the same way. Whoop, same. Because the end of the pipe's there, it says no. Oh my god, what is that? There. Thank you. Alright, so we're going to have you go there, and you go there. Alright, then I can get rid of the excess. We don't need that. And that's going to bring our hydrogen into that guy, which now has a connector on the end for reasons that I do not understand. Alright, nitrogen's dealt with. Okay, so that leaves us... well, these guys. I need you. I'm going to have to go away. Alright, you are also going to have to go away. So let's remove this belt. This is the animal feed belt. The animal feed belt that just runs, well, all over the place. It's going to be in our way. We're going to need 2 assemblers, which are going to be here and here. And I also need to remove, those 2. Because we're going to need a flat balancer in. Come on. There we go. Flat balancer in there. The flat balancer is going to go, sure, and into there. We're going to prioritize you, no, out going this way, and you're going to be making medical 1. Medical. You guys are going to be making medical 2, rather. So we want medical supplies 2, which requires us from like that belt to go into there to bring in medical and medical. Alright, so that means I still need to get the medical supplies up and running. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 of them all up. And they're doing that recipe, which means outputs wise, we need to get the ammonia in here, plus the oxygen, plus the sugar. So plan is roughly, let's put you here. Yeah, let's go with there. All right, so if I go there, you should be able to path up without an issue. You should be able to come up through, up 3 tiles and go into there, which means that goes into there and that goes into there. We have exhaust we need to deal with, which is going to be a whole bunch of smokestacks. We're going to be using a lot of smokestacks today, actually. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Okay, so then that just means you need to have sugar, plus you need to have the oxygen and ammonia. We're going to bring you to there. Yes. Okay, into 1, into 2, into 3, and into 4. We also need to, and this is going to be very important, remove this corner section and put in a U-shape balancer there. We're going to have you prioritize that way, but the excess is going to have to come over here, and we need to run it through 2 more of these, doing this recipe, making ethanol, which the sugar is in this end. Okay, so we want 1, 2, which is sugar in plus sugar in, and then we have, you're only doing the ethanol, so we have ethanol coming out plus CO2. Ethanol has to go over to here somehow, and okay, so we have oxygen here. Oxygen needs to go across, and we also have ammonia. That's it. Alright, so ammonia, let's start with you. No, actually, let's start with the oxygen. So oxygen needs to come up, and we're going to bring you level with the ammonia, and then out to here, because this is 3 tiles. And then you should be able to go up over that pipe and go dead straight. Dead straight, nice and simple, all the way over to there. After you get to there, we're going to have you go into this machine, into this machine, that one, that one, that one, and that one. Obviously, you didn't have the recipe copied across. Okay. All right. Next is the ethanol, which we're going to bring here to here to here, here. Join the 2 together, and we need to go to ethanol. So ethanol is all the way around here, around the back, which is fine because we did leave a gap. Can I remove you? And we can see everything's broken because, well, the belt's not been moving. They're all full of food. All right, so we're going to bring you over to there, underneath that belt, and that's why we leave a little bit of a gap between one build and the next. So when you need to pipe something stupid across, you can. Okay, so that brings the ethanol into there. We're going to have you prioritize in because I can't let this system back up. If the corn system backs up, it's not the end of the world. Because, well, the corn can at least go in animal feed. If this backs up, well, it means no more medical. That could be the end of the world. Literally. All right, next is the ammonia. We're going to bring you out to tile 1. Well, technically tile 2. Yeah, and then we're going to have you just bounce over that pipe. And you come up to these 4 machines. Like so. Just build. And then we're going to run from there. Oh. Yep, from there into there, from there into there, from there to there, and from there to there. Now I have excess oxygen that I need to deal with, and my answer is going to be a smokestack. I'm just going to put a smokestack here at the end that hopefully I get the pipe to plug into. We can. In theory, it means that the oxygen should have passed by everything, and it's only what's left gets burnt off. If not, I will put a little balancer in here and we'll bring it back this way and we'll burn off the excess there. Have I forgotten anything? I've forgotten. No, you're prioritized to the left. I have forgotten this exhaust pipe, which I am pretty confident I can just bring this straight across at height 2 to here to come on to right there, and then move a couple of bits of pipe there and plug that back together. Come on, pipe, remove in a hurry. Pipe there. Oop. Come on. Yes, there. Okay. I honestly think that's everything. I don't think I've forgotten anything. I feel like maybe I've forgotten a smokestack or two. Alright, let's just uni build everything. I obviously haven't put in the plugged in the output, and I also haven't plugged in this. Okay, so let's start with this belt. This is for the biomass. Okay, so we're going to take the biomass around to here, around beside this machine, over that. Bring it to, well, here. Bring it down. Bring it under the bridge. And then I need to get it over yonder. So let's go over, plus that. And then have to come up to height 3 to bring it to about here. To then basically plug it straight in there. Alright, so that deals with the biomass. You guys have got sugar coming in. Sugar cane coming in, at least. And you guys should dump the biomass and the sugar out. Sugar's prioritized to go that way. You guys should be making oxygen and hydrogen. You are. You're making oxygen and nitrogen. You have a little bit of hydrogen, which means you've made a little bit of ammonia, which should flow into this pipe. Come on. Come on. Okay, it takes a while. Yep, we have some ammonia in the pipe. You should get ammonia in a second, and then you should make antibiotics. Antibiotics should come in here and merge with these, which I guess we should plug in. You're going to come to here. You're going to also merge there. We're going to bring you over to this side. There, there, and then up. And then you're going to plug in to there. With that done, we should be able to uni build that as well, and that, and that. And hopefully, if I've done things correct, well, we're dumping oxygen. That's a good sign. Everybody's full on oxygen? Not really. Okay, we'll have to keep an eye on it. Sugar needs to go left, all the left before it goes any right. We have sugar cane on the belt. Sugar cane's moving off the belt, which means everything else is running. What problems do we have? Okay, so you guys are a mining out the map team. Edit area here to here. Okay. This is just one of my little crews. My little crews that just all they do is they're just clearing the map down to height 2. They don't do anything fancy. They're just slowly digging their way through life and everything else with one thing on their mind, and that is, where does the next shovel load come from? So we'll set those guys back up. Could not store all wheat or corn or sugarcane or construction parts. Low supply of sand, which means you're done. You are being fed from the right-hand side, which means we're going to remove that. And we already have a sugar bucket over there. A sand bucket over there. So we're going to remove all of those. Low supply of animal feed. We just turn that back on. Dump truck cannot reach destination. Corn into one of those. Yes. Can I turn corn import off and import off? Cool. Corn mash. Yes, because we broke it. That's fine. Household goods will catch up. Wheat after harvest. Cool. All the errors are gone away. We are making sugar, making antibiotics. You are broken. Why are you broken? Because I ran out of ethanol. Why did I run out of ethanol? Because all the mash disappeared because all the belts were backed up. Okay. Good news is the belts are slowly being unbacked up. And if we back up on sugar, which we're about to do, we'll push the sugar over here instead, and then we'll make ethanol, which will flow out and into container, pipe, blah, 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 blah. You guys are still full on exhaust. Oh. 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 Okay. Alright. With that fixed, you should get some ethanol in a second. I sort of broke the system for too long. And I didn't really buffer up enough ethanol and corn mash to, take us through the downtime when I break everything. But as long as you output something eventually, how much do you need to craft? You need 3 to craft. And ethanol goes into you and you. We're not quite full, so you know what? We're just going to pause you both, so that way the ethanol has to technically, it's going to try and jump in there. Let's not have it go in there. Let's have it come in here. Hey, there we go. So you're going to produce some disinfectant. Disinfectant's going to come to you guys, which then means we shall make some medical 1, which we shall priority left. No, we will not priority left. That's not plugged in. Oh, that's the belt on top. Haha, we don't need the belt on top. Yeah, that can go away. Much better. All right, now we can see what's happening. So yes, we're going to have some medical 1 come in here, which will make us some medical 2. Medical 2 will jump up over the bridge and go into here. And, oh, cool. We've got the flu right now. Perfect. All right, so we have a mortality of 0.2%. It's a flu moderate. So 0.2 is lower than our mortality reduction of 0.6, which means nobody dies. But now we have the new one with a mortality reduction of 1. Also means that hospitals, we've gone from rather than, what, 0.12? 0.12. Yeah, 0.6 doubled. We're now up to 0.16. So we got a little bit more unity. More importantly, we got more health. We're up to 25 plus health, even with disease and air pollution and everything else. We also means when we get sick, people are less likely to die, which I'm a giant fan of. Who would have thunk it? All right, you guys are all running again. Yep, which means I can unpause. Fine, thanks. Yep, that, and leave that all running on dynamic. You have to wait for another lot of corn to come, another lot of sugar cane to come through. I don't know if the sugar is going to come through regularly enough. Okay, that's the only thing I'm not sure about. If it turns out it's going to be super intermittent, what we're going to end up doing is we'll end up putting a storage like here somewhere. Probably literally there, and we'll just zigzag out, zigzag back in, just so we have some sugar stored up on this belt. Otherwise, like I said, I need to burn it off no matter what. 2 smokestacks. I knew I forgot something. Smokestack and a smokestack. There we go. All right. Which means you'd already output the ethanol. Okay, you already output the ethanol. You just couldn't get rid of the exhaust. All right. So that was today's plan. Get this up and running. You are running as flat out as you possibly could when we're making hydrogen, which is not often. We should end up with some ammonia in the pipe. That's the point. We should end up with some oxygen in the pipe. That's the point. Any excess oxygen should flow out the rear. Yeah. Medical 2 is definitely working. And as long as we are producing Medical 2, we're basically not producing Medical 1. Because we only make 24, 48 of these. And also means we make 24 and 48 of these. In the future, we're probably going to have to double the system, honestly. We have enough medical to treat. We're consuming 20 with 3,500 people. Problem is when they get sick, the settlement need goes up by 50%. So we're actually consuming potentially 30 when they're sick. which means that at 6,000 population, 7,000 population, we're going to be consuming 60, which is way higher than the 48 we're making. So just something to keep in mind. And we've run out of places to dump dirt. Okay, yep, I need to readjust this and dump some dirt further down, but this is where I'm going to leave it for this episode. I'm pretty happy. We got the medical up and running. Next episode, probably going to be the statue of maintenance. That's sort of what I want to get done next. Or maybe if I can convince the trucks to dump out here, we will look at adding... I don't really need to add it on camera. So I don't know. I don't know what's in the next episode. Probably not nuclear. We're not quite there yet. I'm hoping to actually put nuclear out here at the back half of the map, but that requires, well, more landfilling. More landfilling. It always comes down to landfill. Anyway, I'm going to leave it here. Hope you guys enjoyed, as always. Hope you guys are happy that we've now got Medical 2 up and running. You, animal feed. Animal feed, before I forget. Animal feed. All right. Hopefully you guys are happy that we've got medical up and running. Hopefully it'll keep the little people in the village healthy rather than sneezing and dying all the time. But yeah, with that said, I'm going to call this episode here. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the very next episode. Bye.